All right, so I'm getting the same question in my email about 50 times a week. Bro, how much do I actually need to live in Thailand? And every time I see these YouTube videos claiming you can live like a king on $500 a month, man, I don't know where these guys are getting their numbers from. Look, I've been here long enough to know what things actually cost, not what they cost in some fantasy land where you're eating nothing but street food and living in a shoebox. So today, let me break down the real numbers, what I actually spend, what my friends spend, and what you should expect if you're thinking about making the move. Because here's the thing, Thailand can be cheap, but it's not magic. And if you show up here with unrealistic expectations, you're going to burn through your savings faster than a tourist at a ping pong show. Let me break down my actual situation. I live in Pattaya in a one-bedroom condo with an ocean view. It's not luxury, but it's damn comfortable. Here's what I spend each month. Rent, 10,000 baht. That's about $300. Ocean view, modern building, good location, yearly contract. Motorbike rental, 2,000 baht, 60 bucks a month for a Zuma X. Utilities, around 1,750 baht monthly, sometimes more when the AC runs hard. That's roughly $52. Food, this might surprise you. I spend between 20 to 30,000 baht every month. That's $600 to $900. I eat Western food often and order Grab almost daily. My girlfriend, super low maintenance. When she orders food, it's usually under 200 baht, around $6. She sticks to local Thai food, so her meals barely move the budget. Entertainment and travel, I budget 20,000 baht, about $600, but not for nightlife. I don't drink anymore, and we don't do the bar scene. We spend that on renting bikes, cars, and exploring Thailand. Weekend trips, fuel, nice stays, that kind of thing. So total monthly spend comes out to between 53 and 63,000 baht. Let's call it 59,000 on average, around $1,700. That doesn't include visa fees, healthcare, or subscriptions. Those are too variable. Depends on your age, your visa type, and how covered you want to be. I'll break that down separately so you can plug in what fits your case. But this is what a comfortable, zero restriction lifestyle looks like. Ocean view, eat whatever I want, travel whenever I want, and she enjoys it with me without draining the wallet. Now let me break down what you actually need based on 3 realistic tiers. Survival mode, 40,000 to 45,000 baht per month. That's about $1,200 to $1,300. This is the bare minimum. You're not living large, you're surviving. Rent, 8,000 to 12,000 baht, around $240 to $360. Food, 12 to 18,000 baht. That's roughly $360 to $540. Transport, 2,500 to 3,500 baht, about $75 to $100. Utilities, 1,500 to 2,500 baht, around $45 to $75. Visa costs, set aside about 1,000 baht monthly. That's $30, assuming basic tourist extensions spread over the year. Emergency buffer, 3 to 5,000 baht, or $90 to $150, just in case life hits you. Bottom line, you're on pad thai, bottled water, and a tight leash. This budget works short term, but one accident or visa change and you're cooked. Comfortable living, 55,000 to 75,000 baht per month. That's about $1,600 to $2,200. This is where most guys want to be. You're not balling, but you're not stressed either. Rent, 12 to 20,000 baht. That's around $360 to $600. Food, 20 to 35,000 baht, or $600 to $1,000. Transport, 3 to 4,000 baht, about $90 to $120. Utilities, 2 to 4,000 baht, or $60 to $120. Gym, 1,500 baht, roughly $45. Social life, 8 to 15,000 baht, about $240 to $450. Healthcare, 3 to 5,000 baht, that's $90 to $150. Emergency buffer, 5 to 8,000 baht, around $150 to $240. Bottom line, you've got breathing room. You can eat what you want, date, stay insured, and sleep without stressing every transaction. Luxury lifestyle, 130,000 baht and up every month. That's at least $4,000, often way more. This is full flexibility. You do what you want when you want. Now, these numbers I just gave you, that's roughly Bangkok pricing. But here's where location really matters. Pattaya, where I am. Generally, 20 to 30% cheaper than Bangkok for rent and food. My 10,000 baht condo would probably cost 15,000 to 18,000 in a comparable Bangkok area. Chiang Mai, even cheaper. You can find decent places for 8,000 to 12,000 baht. Food's cheaper too, but good luck finding decent Western food options compared to Bangkok or Pattaya. Phuket, more expensive than Bangkok in many areas, tourist tax on everything. That 15,000 baht Bangkok condo might cost you 20,000 to 25,000 in Patong. The islands, Koh Samui, etc. Prepare to pay premium prices for everything. It's beautiful, but your budget needs to reflect island life. Here's what those live in Thailand for $500 guys never mention: visa costs. Right now, tourist extensions are 1,900 baht every 60 days. That's about 11,500 baht a year just to stay legal. But heads up, they're talking about changing this back to 30-day extensions, which would double that cost to 23,000 baht annually. Education visas cost more upfront, but work out cheaper long-term if you're planning to stay. The Western food trap, that pizza you're craving, 300 to 400 baht. Burger and fries, 250 to 350 baht. Do that a few times a week and you've blown your local food budget. Air conditioning. In the hot season, your electric bill can hit 4,000 to 5,000 baht monthly. That cheap apartment isn't so cheap when you're paying more in utilities than some guys pay in rent. Healthcare. Get sick once, visit a private hospital, and you're looking at 2,000 to 3,000 baht just for the consultation. Dental work, minor procedures, this stuff adds up. Social pressure, you'll want to go out, you'll want to date, you'll want to join your expat friends for dinner, budget for a social life, or you'll be miserable. Let me be real about food costs, because this is where most budget estimates fall apart. Street food, yeah, you can get pad thai for 50 to 70 baht, som tam for 60 baht, but are you really going to eat nothing but street food for months? Local restaurants, 100 to 200 baht per meal is realistic for decent local food. Western food, here's where it gets expensive. Pizza delivery through Grab, you're looking at 400 to 500 baht after fees and tip. McDonald's meal, Shingri Bath imported cheese from the supermarket, 350 plus baht for a small block. If you're like me and you want Western food regularly, budget at least 20,000 to 30,000 baht monthly for food. Don't let anyone tell you different. Motorbike rental, 2,000 to 4,000 baht monthly depending on the bike. My bike is 2,000, gas is cheap. 100 baht fills the tank and lasts me about a week with normal use. But here's what they don't tell you: insurance, repairs, and the fact that you might crash. Budget extra for that. Grab rides, minimum 60 baht, but most rides around the city are 100 to 150 baht. Use it regularly and you're looking at 3,000 to 5,000 baht monthly just on rides. The dating factor. Look, if you're single and moving to Thailand, you need to budget for dating. I'm not talking about bar fines and all that. I'm talking about normal dating. Dinner at a decent restaurant, 800 to 1,500 baht for two people. Drinks at a bar, 200 to 300 baht per drink. Movies, 400 to 600 baht for two tickets. Even if you're being smart about it, budget 10,000 to 15,000 baht monthly for social activities if you want any kind of dating life. Visa, strategy, and costs. This is crucial. Your visa situation affects your budget big time. Tourist visa extensions, currently 1,900 baht every 60 days, but they might change this to 30 days soon. Right now, that's about 32 baht per day just to exist here legally, but could double if they change the rules. Border runs. If you're doing visa runs, factor in 2,000 to 4,000 baht per trip for transport and fees. Expect even more now due to the border conflict with Cambodia and immigration getting stricter. Education visa, higher upfront cost. Language schools charge 25,000 to 40,000 baht annually, but works out cheaper than constant tourist extensions. DTV visa, new option, about 10,000 baht for 5 years if you qualify. Game changer for digital nomads. Healthcare, don't ignore this, get health insurance, period. Local coverage runs 20,000 to 40,000 baht annually. International coverage is 30,000 to 60,000 baht. Without insurance, a simple doctor visit at a private hospital is 1,200 to 2,500 baht. Emergency room visit, you're looking at serious money. I've seen guys get dengue fever and rack up 50,000 plus baht in hospital bills. Don't be that guy. The biggest mistakes I see, mistake number 1, coming here with a shoestring budget and hoping to figure it out. Thailand rewards preparation, not wishful thinking. Mistake number 2, comparing Thai prices to Western prices and thinking everything's cheap. Some things are expensive here: imported goods, certain services, anything targeting tourists. Mistake number 3, not factoring in lifestyle inflation. You might plan to eat street food every day, but after 2 weeks, you'll be craving a proper burger. Mistake number 4, underestimating visa costs and complications. Budget for this stuff properly. If you're thinking about moving here, here's my advice. Come with at least 6 months of expenses saved up. So if you're planning a 50,000 baht monthly budget, have 300,000 baht minimum in the bank. For most Western guys who want a comfortable lifestyle, not luxury, just comfortable, budget 60,000 to 80,000 baht monthly. That gives you a decent place, Western food when you want it, a social life, and some buffer for unexpected costs. If you're on a tight budget, 40,000 to 50,000 baht is doable, but you'll need to be disciplined about spending. Anything less than 35,000 baht monthly, and you're basically in survival mode. Possible, but not fun long term. Look, Thailand can be an amazing place to live. Cost of living is generally lower than most Western countries, but it's not the magical paradise where everything costs nothing that some people want to sell you. Do your research, come prepared, and budget realistically. Don't be the guy who shows up with 50,000 baht thinking it'll last 6 months, then ends up washing dishes at an expat bar just to make rent. The guys who thrive here long term, they came with realistic expectations and proper financial planning. Be one of those guys. If this helped you get a realistic picture of what living in Thailand actually costs, hit that like button. And if you've got specific questions about budgeting for different cities or lifestyles, drop them in the comments. I read everything and your questions might make it into a future video. Thanks for watching, and if you're planning the move, do it smart. This is Real Talk Thailand. We keep it real so you don't get blindsided. Peace.